Love and Light friends, coming at you today from Hamstead, North Carolina. Let's just take a second to tune in. I really can't see my screen, it's too bright out here. So I'm just going to point in that general direction and hope for the best. This guy on the tractor was about to kick me out a while ago, but I think I said the right things, and so he's letting me hang out right here because I'm in a private place, I guess. So he's scraping the driveway, as you can hear. And let's get him on film. I think he's on film. I can't see the screen. I don't know what I'm filming. Maybe nothing's coming through. I cannot tell. But hopefully it is, because it's really beautiful. It's a really pretty view. And this is the place kind of where the hurricane came through. And I guess they're rebuilding the dock over there. And there's quite a bit of damage around here and whatnot. We've had a couple of hurricanes come somewhat close to this area. But one of them came pretty much right through this area. But let's bring forward the alien within. Open the heart portal. I've seen so many, this is just, I guess, a side note, but it just came to mind. I've seen so many dead animals lately. I mean, I've probably seen 40 deer hit by cars and dead on the roadside this week. And coming here to Hamstead this morning, about a 2.5 hour drive, lots of animals, deer, raccoons, possums, things I couldn't identify, just all kinds of stuff. So I don't know what's up with that. It almost seems like a darn mass suicide of animals. It's really strange, but you know, with the frequencies of Earth fluctuating the way that they are, and you know, every single human is affecting the aura, if you will, of the planet. Everything's interconnected, we're all interconnected, so when you change your frequency, it's affecting the Earth. It's affecting people in your orbit. Of course, you don't have to be told, it affects you yourself. And let's just say what we're doing as a species is we're transitioning from being ego-based beings to spirit-based beings. And I talked about a little bit about this in my last video, and I think some of it probably bears repeating or more understanding, but the species so far has been ego-based And that's a way of sort of saying, you know, a spiritual being, before it realizes it's a spirit and that it's eternal and that it has all these powers and abilities, is an ego that's an intellect that thinks it's a body, and therefore it is very limited. Very limited. And so we've been very limited, and in our limitations we put undue focus on fear, and we were manipulated to do that. And in doing that, we started to say, mine, you know, this is mine. And if this is mine and you try to take it, then we might have a fight. And then if we have a fight, other people might get involved, and the next thing you know, we may need to make weapons. And we might need to say that this land here is mine. And that if you try to come over onto our land, now I'm not relating this to the caravan, that's a different story. That's an intentional invasion by people that are trying to come here to do harm. Because of course they hate our country, they hate Trump, and they have all this hate, but yet they want to come here, so it doesn't make sense, does it? But if you can get George Soros to pay you to come, you know, cause havoc in other people's area, well, you know, so be it. But that's a side note. But that is how we were manipulated into this whole fear thing of, now we need to make weapons, now we need to make borders, now we need to create enemies, now we need to act like the egos that we thought we were. See, eternal spiritual creatures don't act that way. They're not afraid. They don't have to take up weapons and all this. So we're coming to understand who we are as a species, and that we've had thousands of years of example of what cultures, if you will, do, what species, well, we're all one species, but what, you know, what cultures do when they think that they're, or when they don't know, I guess, that they're egos, that they're ego-based. In other words, every being has a driver's seat. See, the UFO you're looking for, those of you that are looking for UFOs, it's you. Yeah, it's your body. And the alien that you're looking for is your spirit or your consciousness that drives that vehicle. So there's a driver's seat in every vehicle, and you are the one deciding who and what and how it's going to be driven. And see, if you misidentify yourself and you think you're an ego, then the ego is going to get in the driver's seat, and that's going to drive your vehicle. And it's going to drive your vehicle into a madness. It's going to drive it into chaos. It's going to drive it towards death, especially if you get manipulated to do it even faster, because you would do it on your own. But if you could be manipulated through fear and mind control programs, then you'll just do it all the quicker. And so if you're dead and gone by 70, you're not going to figure very much out. See, if the lifespan used to be whatever, let's say 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, if the lifespan used to be that, can you imagine how much you might figure out in 300 years? Versus if you're dead and gone in 60 and 70 years and you've been siphoned and leached off of the entire time, then you're just going to incarnate into another sleeve. You're going to come back, and this is going to repeat. This cycle's going to go on and on and on until what? Until we wake up and realize that we are eternal conscious beings, and we are now taking back the rightful position of being in the driver's seat of the vessel. The vessel is the most advanced technology that there is to date. It's you. It's you. It's your body. It's your system. You're multidimensional. Understand this. And so everything you're feeling and seeing in the world with everybody, a lot of people are freaking out because they're not ready for this. Nobody has prepared them to hear this or know this or feel this. And so they're freaking out. You can't blame them. They don't know any better. But you know better, and I know better. That's why we're not freaking out. That's why we're doing just fine. That's why we can stand here and take this beauty in and recharge our inner selves just by tuning in. Now, I know the tractor in the background's not really very helpful, but we take what we can get, right? We take what we can get. He's doing his job. Beautiful, beautiful Mother Earth. Take some deep breaths. Smell it. It's ocean. It's that briny smell. It's very humid. The clouds just came over, so now it's a little more cloudy. It's absolutely gorgeous. The temperature I would guess to be 68, 69. And it's just an absolute picture of beauty. And I feel great. I don't feel overly great because I'm an empath. And so if humanity at large is struggling, then I'm struggling. Because I feel all of it. I sense it. I intuit it. But I can't, allow that to overwhelm my vessel and me, because we're right where I'm supposed to be. And I'm trying to help everybody else or anybody else be where they're supposed to be. And where are you supposed to be? Once again, you're supposed to be in the driver's seat of the vessel. Your consciousness is I don't even want to get into that because we'll go for an hour on that, but just know that your ego could be in the driver's seat, or your spirit / consciousness could be in the driver's seat. And one of them is an expert driver, and one of them is reckless and somewhat careless, and is prone to making many mistakes. So let us avoid the mistakes. Because why? Because we've already made them in past lives. That's why you're here now. That's why you're incarnate now. That's why you're here at this time. This time is the wake-up time. This is the time when everybody woke up, not just you, not just me. Because we're all interconnected. Like I said on the other video, when you wake up, everybody wakes up. Love and light. Until next time, my friends. Balanced wholeness.